Hey kids, I decided to do kind of a road trip with my buddy Tim.
Hello.
So we drove past, we're in Washington. We went past Kurt Cobain's home where he grew up.
In Aberdeen, Washington.
Yep. And we went past this spot on the Washougal?
The Wishkah
River.
Yeah, he's got an album, a live album Nirvana does on the muddy banks of the Wishkah.
Yeah.
It's called, yeah.
Yeah, in the muddy banks of the Wishkah. We just pictured him sitting there, probably on this like log or something, looking over the river, getting inspiration for many of his songs, and just you can tell many of his songs, they just come from the heart, and he's really dealing with some heavy issues, probably.
Yeah.
Heart issues. Yeah, I know when I was there at that spot, I really was taken by, there was a lot of spirituality in that spot. Not all of it good, but definitely very interesting, wasn't it?
It was.
It was an interesting spot. So yeah, I felt like a heaviness, or I don't want to say darkness, but just like a heaviness. Did you sense any of that?
Yeah, I could just sense from looking at the houses, you could sense that people didn't care for their cars or homes. Everything was just beat up,
just a little bit down,
neglected.
Yeah, and you almost could sense him feeling that in his music, and that's what he's writing from. He's inspired by that. He's like, I've got this in me, and I'm stuck here. Yeah, we just were thinking about how that thing that he was writing from, that's what people are relating to in his music.
He drew from that angst and tapped into a chord or a feeling that we all can have at times.
Yeah, and that's what they're drawn to. The people like that music. They sense that through his music. They relate to it, and it attaches to something in their heart. It shows the power of music and how it can just speak different things to our heart.
Sure.
So, you're a musician.
Yep. I do play guitar.
Yeah. You write songs. I really think he's going to write a really big song one day. You never know. I don't know. I've always loved the way you write songs. How do you get inspiration? What inspires you when you're writing music?
That's a great question. I don't know if you can pan out and see this beautiful lake that we're standing in front of, but beauty and stillness. It's hard not to be inspired by just how beautiful it is here, how quiet, how peaceful.
Yeah, what do you think it is about beauty that inspires our heart?
There's no words to describe it. You just kind of drink it in. It refreshes your soul. And it just takes you to a place that you can't get to from watching television or, if you get out into nature and enjoy the scenery, listen to the birds, smell the moist air, and it's hard not to be inspired by that.
I think it's interesting that Kurt Cobain chose to hang out and to be inspired by this place. You see, this place is it was dark, it was muddy, it wasn't, to me, a very fun place or inspiring place to hang out. And yet I believe that the reason he was inspired by this place was because of what he was feeling on the inside. See, I think he was feeling sad. I think he was feeling lonely, and he was feeling disenfranchised or rejected by society and the norms. And that's why so much of his music came from this place, this kind of backwater, this backwoods place where you could just hide out and hang out in that sadness. You see, just 15 minutes down the road, we found these incredibly beautiful places. I'm going to show you some of the footage of what we found just down the road from Aberdeen, from where he grew up. And I want to give you a blessing of inspiration. So look at these scenes and just get ready to have an encounter. I'm holding this camera. I'm blessing you right now. If you want, you can touch the screen. You can hold the device, whatever yours you're watching this on. I want you to receive an encounter of inspiration. I believe that some of you might even be needing inspiration. You've been longing for this. You've been wanting something from God, just like that Kurt Cobain, that young Kurt Cobain. You see, I believe he was feeling so lonely because he was desiring a touch from God. He was wanting more. He was wanting a connection with God, and he didn't have it. He wanted more. And I bless you with more. Right now, just receive a blessing of connection to God. And with that, there is inspiration. There's new ways of seeing things. You're going to see the world around you in a new way. I believe that with this blessing, you will receive inspiration for music, to write songs, or to write lyrics, or guitar riffs, piano concertos, whatever it is. I just bless you with that. Whatever it is that you do and you create, I believe that this blessing is a more creative blessing. You will be more creative after this encounter. I bless you with a deeper connection with God, the creative creator who created this whole world. You are receiving an encounter with that God, with Jesus, the one who created everything. He is making you more creative right now, that Jesus will inspire your songs, he will inspire your music, and that you will have evidence of this inspiration by the encounter that you are having right now. You will feel it in your heart and in your chest. If you feel a heat or just a burning in your chest, that is an inspiration from God. You will see the world around you differently, and it will give you poetic inspiration. It will give you poetic words on just normal, everyday things. The way you see a tree, the way you see a landscape will be changed right now by this encounter. I encourage you to let go of the sadness. That right now, as you let go of that sadness, as you let go of the anxieties that you might be carrying, as you let them down and just set them down for a moment, just picture yourself setting them down, and as with your open hand now, you are receiving joy. You are receiving joy from God right now. Open your hands, open your heart to receive an encounter with joy right now. Just the opposite of that sadness that you were feeling a moment ago. Joy is rushing in. Happiness is rushing in. Love, the love that God has for you, he is shining that, allowing you to see it for just a moment.
Check this out.
Here's Tim doing his crazy filming.